Welcome to another property masterclass with me, Martin Roberts. Make sure that you like this video and that you subscribe to Martin Roberts Property Tidbits for more stuff like this. We've got DIY advice for adults and kids. We've got real life property renovation projects. We've got the masterclass. We've got the property clinic. Lots of great stuff. But this is another in my masterclass series where I'm trying to really inspire you with some of the basics about property investing. And I guess this one's been a long time coming, but it should have been one of the early ones. But I really wanted to get you grounded in some of the principles of property investing before I started to really focus in on ways that you actually go about purchasing property. And I guess this session, which I'm actually going to split into three, is one of the most obvious because it's one I'm probably most well known for, and that is buying property at auction. So in this property masterclass, which I'm going to divide into three parts, I'm going to look at the process of buying property at auction, why you should consider it, how you prepare yourself for it, how you go through the process, and what you do once you've actually purchased a property at auction. So a real masterclass, a real guide, everything you could need to know in a relatively short amount of time about doing things and buying things at auction. Now, I'm basing this on this, which is my book, which is the Property Auction Guide. Now, you can see this is literally tens of thousands of words, which form almost like a sort of synopsis of what I know about the world of buying property at auction. And I followed that up with a DVD set or a downloadable online course called the Property Auction Masterclass. And that's 12 parts. It lasts about 8 hours. And that will really give you a thorough grounding on the world of buying property at auction, much more than I can do here. We actually go to a real life auction. I take you through the whole process from start to finish. It's a really about as well, it's everything that I know basically, and that's available for a really relatively inexpensive price. It's available for you to do at home as a download in your own time, so check that out. You can find out more details about that by following the link that's on the screen right now, or you can check out martinrobertspropertyeducation.com, where there's lots of information about that course and others. But for now, let's get on with talking about buying property at auction. And I thought I'd split this little section into three parts. So we're going to start now in this section with before the auction. And then we're going to have another little session, 10 or 12 minutes, looking at the auction itself. And then another session to finish us off, session 3, where we're looking at what's happened once you've bought the property at auction. So the process, and I will try and give you a thorough grounding, but obviously I've got a limited amount of time, otherwise I know you're going to doze off or go and make yourself a cup of coffee, and I don't want that. So let's start off with a bit of an overview of the auction process. I mean, auctions probably in this country are more established than anywhere else in the world. I dare say we started them, property auctions. And, you know, the whole concept of an auction, be it a property auction, a car auction, an antiques auction, a bric-a-brac auction, is the same. People bring their products, whatever they may be, to an auction, and a group of people come along to the auction and they bid, and the person who bids the most is the successful bidder and the winner of that particular thing, be it a new car, be it a sideboard, or be it a 2-up 2-down terrace. And the principles are the same. The principles of buying at auction, don't get too phased by it. They're the same if you're buying a car or a piece of antiques furniture or a house. And so if you've got experience of auctions, then that's a really great place to start. I mean, you don't have to start at auction buying a £100,000 house. You can go along to your local bric-a-brac auction and just get the feeling of how it all works. You know, just how do you bid? What are people doing in the room? What's the process? Because the process is often the same. You will have to beforehand look at what's for sale. You'll have to do your research. You'll have to figure out the price that you're willing to pay for something. And You will then have to register with the auctioneers, you'll have to go along on the day, you'll have to set a limit, and you'll have to bid against other people in the room who you don't know, and sometimes you won't know who's bidding against you, and things will happen and the adrenaline will flow, and you may or you may not be successful, and if you're not, then you walk away and you say there will always be another auction. So I really, as a starting point, highly recommend that you go along to a normal auction. Anything, whatever, a car, house auction, whatever, in your local area, before you go along to a house auction, just to familiarise yourself with the whole auction world, really. And then I think when you go along to a property auction, the only thing that will be different is the numbers involved. And instead of spending 10 quid, you're spending 10,000 quid or 100,000 quid or 500,000 quid. To be fair, the average price of a property that's sold at auction across the UK is still well below £100,000. So although that's still a lot of money, you know, the hyper big bucks, the tens of hundreds of thousands, you know, the 600, 700, 800 million pound auctions tend to be, to the large part, limited to the London auction houses. So, you know, if you're going along to a Savills or a, you know, something like that in the centre of London, then you are going to be expecting to pay big bucks. But going along to some of your local auction houses, if you don't live in London, then you can get into the world of property for relatively small amounts of money. And one of the things which auctions are quite well known for is the fact that they do tend to have some of the slightly cheaper, for want of a better word, auction properties for sale. So you will see stuff at auction which has a guide price, and we'll come on to guide price and reserve price in a little bit, but you will see stuff with a guide price of 20, 30,000 pounds, and you will see stuff sold for 30, 40, 50,000 pounds. So, you know, a lot of people say to me, are auctions a good way for first-time buyers to get into the world of property? And I say absolutely. I say absolutely, because the prices can be quite low. So the starting point can be quite low. And if you can get your foot on the ladder for 30,000 quid, then, you know, that is probably below the amount you're going to be able to get a mortgage on, but you might be able to borrow money by other means. And the deposit you're going to need, if you're taking out an 80% mortgage, if you could get a mortgage, or because the price, your entry point is so much lower, your actual starting point is so much lower. So that all difficult, you know, raising the money to get that deposit is maybe not such a struggle. So I absolutely say that auctions are a great place for first-time buyers to head to, and they should do. A lot of preconceptions as well is that you can't get finance on auction properties. Well, you can. The only thing you don't have in your favour is the fact that time is limited. So when you go along to an auction and you bid, the hammer falls, it's an exchange of contracts, and we'll talk more about that in another little section of this. But when the hammer falls, that is an exchange of contracts. That is it, right? There's no sort of a purchase agreement. That is it. That's an agreement. And you are committed to the purchase at that point. And a short time later, a relatively short time later, you know, maybe 14 days, maybe 28 days, a maximum, you will be expected to come up with the rest of the money on that property. So you cannot go into an auction without the ability to pay for whatever you're thinking about bidding on, okay? But that doesn't mean that normal lenders of finance don't finance mortgage properties. They do. All you need is time. And you need to be really, really clever about how you do it. So what you would need to do is you need to set yourself up with a potential borrower and make sure that they like you as a potential person to lend to. So your own credit rating, your own credit worthiness, are they happy with that? Let's get that as a starting point, and then let's look at the individual property. And then once you've got, if you like, them on your side as, yes, we like you, Paul, Paula, whoever it might be, we will lend money to you as an individual. Then you can start getting into the specifics of the actual auction itself and the auction properties themselves. And then, you know, the way it works is an auction catalogue will be produced, and approximately 6 or 7 weeks before the auction, you will get to know what auction lots are there, and in that time you can not only do all your due diligence, which we'll come on to, but you can start the ball rolling with the potential lender, and you can say, okay, well, we've got 6 or so weeks. Let's get a valuer from the estate agent, not from the estate agent, from the valuer from the mortgage company round, and let's get an idea of what this property might, what I might be allowed to lend against this property, or borrow against this property. And so you get what's called an agreement in principle based on you, and then a further agreement in principle based on a particular property. So as long as the mortgage company has time, they can potentially provide you with the mortgage offer. And that will be in the form of something which says, we will basically allow you to bid up to however much they decide. Now, you've got to be really careful because different mortgage companies have different criteria. Some of them will require you to have a kitchen in the property before they'll lend on it, a bathroom. I have known stories of people who've actually just put in a temporary bathroom or a temporary kitchen because that's the only way they're going to get the finance on a property, knowing full well it's not where they want it to be or the kind of kitchen they want it to be, but it's a cheapy one that they put in just to get the mortgage offer through. And that is certainly something I hope that you might have to jump through, but do rest assured that there are ways that you can get finance on mortgage properties. There are also companies who specialise in short-term, what's called bridging finance, which can provide the finance you need to buy auction properties. More used for people who are buying a property with a view to flipping it or doing it up and selling it on after a relatively short amount of time, which is definitely an auction strategy. But that finance tends to be expensive, and you'd be looking at an average of 1% per month. So 12% per year or whatever the APR, whatever that might be. It's a lot. It's 1% of what you borrow, plus fairly high-end entry charges. But if you factor it into your costings, then it still makes sense, and you factor it and it still makes sense, then it can be something that's worth considering. But just to let you know, there are various options for financing auction properties. So then you've got really, like the other auctions that sell household goods or whatever, you've then got to find where the auctions are. And obviously we've now entered a very interesting time when, all the traditional attended auctions came to a bit of a crashing halt as a result of COVID. And how long that will be before they come back to normality is anybody's guess. But in the interim, obviously we've seen the growth of online auctions, and in some ways that has opened up the opportunities for you to see and look at, review, do your due diligence, check out more properties than you might have done before. Suddenly there is a possibility for you attending an auction in London and Manchester on the same day, or even an auction in London, Manchester, Birmingham and Sheffield. However, don't confuse with attending and bidding on making sure that you know the property you're buying is the property that needs to be the one that you get. So there is no excuse for not doing your research. So let's call it a day for this first little bit on buying property at auction, a bit of an overview of the world of auctions. So the next one I'll do will be all about doing your preparation before the auction. Make sure to like this video. Make sure there's lots of information on other elements of Martin Roberts Property Tidbits. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and also check out those auction products, the Martin Roberts Property Auction Masterclass, and also my book, which is the Property Auction Guide. Hope you've enjoyed this. Tune in now, or leave it a little while, maybe an hour or two or a day or two to let this sink in, and then watch the next one in this series.